Hey, buddy, what's going on? Welcome to another episode, a strategy session of personal mastery training. If it's your first time listening, this is what it's all about. This community is all about learning to master the 3 pound mass between our ears. Because once you can do that, the game is on lock. Most business, life, sports, whatever you're in, it's about mastering yourself because the outside game is nothing compared to what goes on, the barrage that we beat ourselves up inside. And when we can master that, it's on lock. It's yours. All right. So today I want to talk about a concept that I was thinking about. And in these episodes, again, if it's your first time listening, what I do is I spark a thought and I really invite you to take it away, chop it up, take it and journal on it, make it make sense to you, expand on it, give it some thought. It'd be really so much more effective if you took it away and journaled on it. But I'll even take it that I got you to think. All right, so here's today's thought. The happiness ratio. Okay, in business, there's a rule called the Pareto's principle. Wilfred Pareto. He left his principle in it, and it seems to apply. It says, in any business, if you have 10 people working in a business, 20% will produce 80% of the income or the production. Always this way. So it's the 80-20 rule, Pareto's 80-20 rule. And it's amazing. If you think about your work or anything you do, your activity, think about your activities, your workouts, whatever it might be. 20% where you put your energy brings you 80% of the results. It just seems to work that way. It's amazing how it falls in line. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about happiness, how we tend to focus in a community. Let's take a community run by gangs. Really, that gang, the gang is made up of about less even than 20% of the population, but we seem to give them 80% of the energy. Just think about your day. If 10 things happen in your day, we forget that 8 was amazing. 8 were nurturing experiences, were great experiences. They made us happy. But let that 2 out of that 10, that's the one we focus on. We let two negative experiences affect 80% of our day. It ruins the entire 8 other great experiences. Ever notice that? You could be having an amazing time at a party. 8 people came by and compliment you. But even the 1 or the 2 that weren't exactly an uplifting, they have an effect on you all through and ruins your entire party. So what if we can take this equation, this 80-20 rule? Look at the world, the population of the world. It's something I was thinking about. When you think about the world, and people often say this world's going to hell, and they'll go on about the world, how quote unquote bad it's getting. However, if you think about it, only 20% of the world is at war. However, it affects the entire 80% because we put the focus on it. Human beings are funny creatures. Due to survival mechanisms going way back, we have an affinity, an attraction to negative news. This is why it sells. Everybody knows that news stations and news distribution is based on getting your attention. And they know that. So if it bleeds, it leads. And that's what you're going to get. So we tend to push away the positives, as i.e., it's a great day, beautiful outside, I've got a roof over my head, I have food on my table, I have happiness, my family is healthy, I have a job, I have freedom. We tend to push all that away to focus, especially people in North America and Europe, some parts of Europe. We tend to push that away and focus on the minute details that can ruin your day. It's just in us. So what I'm going to ask us to do here is apply the Pareto's principle, just like they do in business. If you're in business, what you do is you focus on the 20% of people who are giving you 80% of your output, and you reward them, because it's never, and here's a amazing thing. If you say, let's say you want to get rid of the 80%. Okay, I'll just focus on the 20. Maybe I'll fire the 80% of the people in my staff and really put the focus on that 20. Well, that 20 will end up turning into a slight bit of the 80-20 as well. One out of that two will end up doing more of the work, and so on and so on. It's just what it is. So it's a game of numbers, and it's a game of supporting actors and main actors, and so on and so on. So it just is. You can't change that. So when you apply that to life, I want you to think about the happiness ratio. Are you focusing on the 20% that went wrong, or the 20% in the world that isn't going right, in lieu of forgetting about the 80%, those nice people you met? You went on a cruise and you met some amazing new friends. You look around the world, in your world, and most likely if you're listening to this, you're in a developed world and you can actually get access to these things. Most likely it's a 80-20 rule applies if you're able to listen to this podcast. So I want you to apply the happiness equation in your life, your body. Most people say if one part of your body hurts, shoulder, back, whatever it might be, neck, you feel that 20% of your body that aches takes over the 80% that feels good. So the 80-20, you can apply it in any part of your life. And here's a fix. I want you to start to highlight that 20% and flip the ratio. Start to diminish that 20% that's causing you problems, or you can increase the 20% that's productive, and really reward those centers, really reward them. So in your neighborhood, for instance, if there's some issues going on, construction, for instance, let's take that, construction. There's a part here in Toronto that's constantly under construction. However, 80% of Toronto is great. But if you drive by that spot, you can cause that spot, that 20%, to ruin the 80. So again, 80-20 ratio. If the 20% is producing your happiness, put your focus on that. And I'm absolutely sure there's more things producing happiness for us, but we tend to put our focus on what's wrong as human beings. So work that out, chop that up a little bit, putting that ratio in your day. Remember that ratio, the 80-20 rule of Pareto's principle. 20% of your day, 2 out of 10 people may nudge you off course. But I want you to put the focus on the 8 of those people who walk by, smile at you, and you had a great day. 80% of your body feels amazing, but that one ankle, that lower back, is at 20%. Let's put the focus on 80 and let the 80 take over the 20. Because in life, the 80-20 rule applies. I hope that makes sense. I hope I went through that clearly and saliently. And if it doesn't, chop it up. I want you to take the overarching principle of the 80-20 rule, apply it in your life, that ratio, and let me know what came from it for you. All right? Pareto's principle, the happiness ratio, expand on it, chop it up. There you go. Take it and run. All right. So that is the mastery message for today. That is the strategy session that I want you to take away and chop up. All right, until next time. You know why I do this? Because I'm relentless about the pursuit for mastery for me, and I'm also relentlessly helping you to achieve your own sense of mastery. All right, like, subscribe, share. Until next time, peace and love.